The address by the president that's scheduled to happen at 1900 hours this evening. For more on this now, we get analysis for you on the matter. We're joined by political analyst, Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast. Prof, thank you so much for your time. Great to chat as usual. So the big day is upon us and there's much speculation around what the president is likely to say, but even more so what he's likely to do following that explosive media briefing by the KZN Provincial Commissioner Mkhwanazi that has in a way brought the country to a standstill.
Thank you very much for having me. I think the rationale behind the family meeting tonight is to lay bare the thought process of the president in response to the claims that have been made by the general of SABC in KZN, but also to showcase to us that hopefully that he takes these allegations seriously. However, what he will say is everyone's guess. I think we are all hoping that he will take us seriously and not let us down by sort of like undermining us or insulting our intelligence, as if we cannot read between the lines that there are problems in SABC. What I cannot confirm at the moment, in my opinion, is the validity of those claims. But, and it's a big but, I think I can confirm the brokenness of SABC, because I think that is quite palpable to see. So yeah, I mean, let's hope that the president will not let us down. At least he will be seen to be doing something in terms of the allegation. And I think the only way he can cool us off, in my opinion, is for him to put the minister on special leave. Lastly, and most importantly, I see that some of the weekly newspapers are running a story in the headlines that, you know, the minister is going to be put on leave or something along those lines. I hope that those headlines are true.
And I think it's the Sunday Times, if I'm not mistaken, that this morning ran the story saying that the minister has requested that the president place him on special leave. Whether or not this comes to fruition is another one. And also, Prof, I like that you mentioned that we should be reading between the lines, you know, because many have said this matter is not just about corruption, no, and it reveals a deeper fracture within the security cluster. I mean, General Mkhwanazi's allegations suggest a tussle between honest cops trying to clean up the system and senior figures allegedly protecting criminal syndicates. What does this say about the control and grip the president has over such an important apparatus of the state? Does this give a picture that he's still in charge?
Well, I hope that the president has not been kept at bay, or the president has not been in the dark in terms of what is happening within the security architecture, because he is the commander-in-chief. But in my opinion, this is more than a security. I think as academics and also political analysts, we must stress this. This is more than security. This is about the symbiotic relationship between security and development. You cannot talk about security without talking about development. Because security officers, they look after the economy. So if this matter is not addressed, it means that it will have a negative spillover effect on matters of investment, development, and so on. Because people are going to lose confidence in the country. So this trust, it cannot be left the way it is broken. It has to be fixed. I'm talking about the trust between us as the citizens of the country and police officers or security officers.
And just on the same breath, Prof, I want us to, paint possible scenarios. I know you did say that, it's hard to really preempt what the president is likely to say. And those possible scenarios, say, for instance, General Mkhwanazi, because we all know that General Mkhwanazi took an extraordinary stance here. I mean, in other countries, this would trigger immediate protection protocols and prosecutions. Here in our country, we've seen how whistleblowers are isolated, or even worse. So if Ramaphosa acts against those implicated, he risks alienating ANC factions, especially those tied to that cluster. And if he doesn't act, say suspends the whistleblower for, I don't know, maybe flouting procedure and protocol, he risks losing the public's faith, as you said earlier, entirely, and weakening that government of national unity that is trying so hard to stabilize. Is he politically cornered here?
I think the damage is done, and what is done cannot be undone. The fact of the matter is the cat is out of the bag. We know what we know. We know that there are claims that have been made, so the president now is duty-bound to respond to those claims. Now, the president in the past, in my view, has tended to take sides when it comes to fallouts between police officers, or fallout between a particular a member of the executive and a police officer. A case in point, I think, is the fallout between Ntsikelelo and Sithole. The president did not handle that matter well. He took sides there. So he has that history. But I am willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully, he will have a change of heart. I think people have taken it upon themselves, in opposition to these claims. They are prepared to take to the streets if something is not done about this. I mean, I've seen in the couple of days people protesting in KZN and so on. So if the president does not do something, unfortunately, I think this conflict or tension between citizens and government, I think it will escalate. It will be really unwise for him not to do something to cool off the citizens.
Some of the names that surfaced last week, Prof, are not just on the edge of things. No, they are key and central figures in the state security machinery. So a possible scenario, perhaps, I keep going to that term, is that the president can claim surprise at these revelations. And as much as we've been cautioned not to take all of these allegations at face value until they're proven to be true, how he acts will be telling. And perhaps claiming surprise would not even be an option here. Action would be key.
I doubt very much if the president was taken aback by the turn of events regarding the claims that were laid bare in public by the general in question, because he is the head of state and the head of government. Surely the police officers or security officers must have intercepted these threats and made him aware. Of course, sometimes you are not being made aware on time, but I can bet my bottom dollar he's well aware about the brokenness of SABC. So I don't think that he was kept at bay. He might not understand the depth of the problem, but definitely he is well aware about what is at play. So we cannot give the impression that he has been in the dark all along.
And staying on the theme of action and consequence, Prof, South Africans have grown wary of commissions and probes with no teeth. We saw this with the State Capture Commission and the 3-member independent panel, for example, into Palapara. And many argue commissions are just a shield for not taking action. Should things be done differently on this one?
If the president does not take any action, I think it will be a blow, not only to government, but it will be a blow to the ANC. The ANC, I think, has to appreciate the fact that the minister in question is a deployee of the ANC. And therefore, in as much as we're talking about government here, but this also does indirectly paint a picture about the ANC as a ruling party, whether it takes issues of corruption seriously or not. Again, the ANC must remember at the moment it is sitting at 40%, and there has been a shift in terms of electoral politics in this country. Now you have a lot of a Generation Z who are eligible to vote, who don't identify themselves with liberation politics. So the ANC stands to lose if it doesn't do something about this. As a party, because even the president is a deployee of the ANC. So if they think that, I don't know, they're going to outmaneuver us by saying that we must adopt the wait and see approach, nothing is going to be done, I think really it will backfire on the government and also on the ANC in particular. And maybe or maybe not, depending on how they respond to this, that 40%, it might come down.
And Prof, these are serious allegations. I mean, assassination rings being protected by police generals, leaked investigations and sabotage within intelligence, which could in one way or another suggest elite criminality or full-blown institutional collapse in a way. Say if this were all true, hypothetically, do we have a democracy that can withstand this level of rot without serious structural reform?
Yeah, that is a real political question. Look, I mean, I think the problems that we have in the country, and we have problems within the security apparatus, I think are problems that can be dealt with if our leaders can sort of like step up to the plate and provide leadership, and also showcase to us that they take us seriously. If they don't do that, all is not lost, trust me. Then the question begs, what will be the way out? Remember, we as the public, we hold the highest office. We hire and we fire. So if politicians do not honor the commitments they make to us, I think we will have to exercise our power. Elections are just around the corner.
Prof, I must thank you so much for your razor-sharp insights there. That was political analyst Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast joining us on this.